The African Cup of Nations has entered the quarterfinal stage after an intriguing matches in the round of 16 to set up some mouth-watering clashes in the quarterfinal. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'll bring you up to speed with the 8 countries that have actually qualified for the quarterfinal stage and the mouth-watering clashes that is set to go down on the 9th and on the 10th of January 2026. In fact, believe me, quarterfinal fixtures has never been this big in the history of the Afcon. So, before I take a look at some of the mouth-watering clashes and the pedigree of the countries that have actually booked a place in the quarterfinal and also top scorers in the ongoing African Cup of Nations, let me quickly address a question that a friend of mine actually put to me. A friend of mine asked me, what is your take on the Victor Osimhen and Ademola Lookman saga? I have actually had a conversation with a friend of mine earlier, still on this topic, when he said that Victor Osimhen should be benched. And I told him I disagree. That is my opinion, that Victor Osimhen should not be benched. If we take a look at Victor Osimhen's attitude from a footballing standpoint, it's not out of place from every other striker. That is the reality. Not when a striker already is on a brace and his target is to get an hat-trick. Every striker, or most striker if I must use that word, in the position of Victor Osimhen will react. Most especially coming from a defender who have actually added a very good drive down to the box of the opponent, and Victor Osimhen was standing freely in order for him to lay the pass so that as a striker he can do the job. That was the genesis of what actually happened. But then the outburst with Ademola Lookman is one thing entirely. Victor Osimhen, in my opinion, definitely did not act mature. That actually shows that the psychologists in the team have a lot of job to do. So my take on this is that you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. Because the process of you trying to do that, you might end up throwing away what is valuable to you and keeping what is not valuable. So the whole decision rests on the coach. The coach will decide the actions to take on Victor Osimhen. But my take on this is this. Victor Osimhen can be punished. We have seen this happen with several players in football. We watch leagues, we watch the Premier League, we watch the Bundesliga, we watch the Serie A. We have seen this happen. Recent of most was the Vini Jr. attitude in a La Liga clash. We saw his attitude, and even when Xabi Alonso substituted him, we saw his display. And what was that? In the press conference, Xabi Alonso actually said it will be handled internally. So a lot of us out there that are busy shouting it should be thrown away, it should be this, it should be that. That is not the point. The decision rests with the manager. And like I said, everybody has his opinion to actually hear his view in issues like this. Because the way it's looking, most of us are acting to be more patriotic citizens than others. I really don't understand the situation. But like I said, I don't support indiscipline in football. And what Victor Osimhen did, morally speaking, was very wrong. But from a footballing standpoint, I think a lot of us can reason along why Victor Osimhen actually did what he did from a footballing standpoint. So, the bottom line is, Victor Osimhen is part of the team, very valuable, and the head coach, talking about Eric Shell, should actually handle this in his own way. And I believe the NFF will definitely give him the needed backing. Because amidst all of this, there were some reports that actually comes out, and personally, when I looked at it, I just laughed. I said, Kai. And indeed, the way we reason as humans is quite different. Keep 10 of us in a room regarding the same situation, you will get 10 different opinions. I was privileged to watch the news of a very well-respected journalist. I respect him so much. I love him so much. In fact, I watched their channel because of him in particular. 2 of them, him himself and Ojiokwe, talking about what is trending in Arise News. And I heard Rufai Oseni said he should go. That was the report he got from the sport presenter in his channel, that he had a report. And the reporter itself did not confirm the source of his own report. But he said he had reports that Victor Osimhen wanted to leave the camp. And Rufai Oseni reacted that he should go. He should go. I just love the way Dr. Abati actually handled it. The thing is, like I said earlier, you don't throw away the baby with the bathwater. Victor Osimhen is very valuable to the team. But his attitude, his action should be checked. And I believe there are some psychologists in the Super Eagles team that can actually help him out to sort that. But should he actually go scot-free with that attitude? Not at all. Football is a teamwork. And as such, what they need to do. Should Victor Osimhen be punished? In my opinion, yes. He can be, he should be punished, in fact. And there are several punishments you can give to him, but not in a critical competition like this, knowing fully well that Victor Osimhen is the fear factor the Super Eagles of Nigeria is having in a team. And some quarter are saying he should go, some are saying he should be benched. My opinion, Victor Osimhen can be punished by asking him to pay fine. And that is just it. We have seen this because his action and what he did is not out of place with most striker, not after they have gotten a brace looking for an hat-trick. If I must take us briefly back, when the Afcon commenced, Victor Osimhen has been selfless for the Super Eagles of Nigeria. I mean, he has been selfless. His action in the field of play is what have actually given Ademola Lookman and Ako Adams the room to actually shine. Because Victor Osimhen have actually been the center of focus to almost all the defenders in Afcon. And as such, any team the Super Eagles of Nigeria is facing, Victor Osimhen is always the man to actually hold on to. And his presence alone is a distraction to defenders, creating rooms for Ademola Lookman and Ako Adams to actually thrive. In fact, other players also to actually shine whenever we get the ball to the opposition 18 box. So I think the fear factor we have in our team is Victor Osimhen. So that's my take on that particular issue. Now, back to the mouth-watering clash that will be going down in the quarterfinal of the ongoing African Cup of Nations. 8 countries have actually booked their place, and not after an intriguing games that came in the round of 16. 8 games were played in the round of 16 in order to secure, for the 8 countries to secure their place in the quarterfinal. Now, in match day 1 of the round of 16, saw Senegal take on Benin Republic, while Mali hosted Tunisia. Senegal defeated Benin Republic by 3-1 as 10-man Mali stunned Tunisia after 120 minutes of football. Stunned Tunisia on penalty shootout to defeat Tunisia by 3-2. In match day 2 in the round of 16 clashes, saw Morocco defeat Tanzania by 1-0 after a tight contest, and a goal from Brahim Diaz was just enough to see the host nation through to the quarterfinal stage. And the second match of match day 2 in round of 16 clash saw South Africa slug it out with the indomitable Lions of Cameroon. But the indomitable Lions of Cameroon went up 2-goals in as early in the first half, and South Africa got a consolation, and it ended 2-1 in favor of the indomitable Lions of Cameroon, who went on to secure a place in the quarterfinal match. In match day 3 of the round of 16 clash, saw the Pharaohs of Egypt host Benin Republic, while Super Eagles of Nigeria slug it out with the Mambas of Mozambique. But the Pharaohs of Egypt, after 120 minutes of football, defeated Benin Republic by 3-1 after a 1-1 draw in regulation time, and the Pharaohs of Egypt went on to score 2 goals in extra time to defeat Benin Republic by 3-1, while Super Eagles of Nigeria in the second match of match day 3 in round of 16 thrashed the members of Mozambique by 4-0 with a brace from Victor Osimhen, and Ademola Lookman and Ako Adams was also on the score sheet. In match day 4 in the round of 16 clashes, saw Algeria defeated Democratic Republic of Congo in a very tight contest after 120 minutes of football. Hadil Bulbina, a substitute that came on in the extra time at the 113th minute, stunned the Democratic Republic of Congo at the 119th minute in order to avoid penalty shootout to clinch a place in the quarterfinal for the Desert Foxes of Algeria. The last match in the round of 16 saw the Ivorian national team cruise past Burkina Faso by 3-0. So the 8 countries that actually booked their place in the quarterfinal matches are Senegal, Mali, Morocco, Cameroon, Egypt, Nigeria, Algeria, and Cote d'Ivoire. And that indeed have actually set up a mouth-watering clash in the quarterfinal of the ongoing African Cup of Nations. The ongoing African Cup of Nations will see the biggest quarter-final fixtures in the history of the competition. Now, if we take a look at the 8 countries that have qualified for the African Cup of Nations, they are among the top 10 countries in the continent of Africa. The 8 quarter-finalists have actually went on to lift Afcon trophy in the past. And if we take a look according to their group standing from the group stage to this quarter-final phase, I think Group A still have Morocco and Mali in the quarter-final round. In Group B, Egypt top Group B, and they have went on to qualify for the quarterfinal. In Group C, the Super Eagles of Nigeria top Group C, went on to qualify to the quarterfinal. In Group D, the Senegalese national team, talking about the Teranga Lions of Senegal, topped Group D and went on to qualify for the quarterfinal stage. In Group E, the Desert Foxes of Algeria topped the group and they still went on to qualify. In Group F, Cote d'Ivoire top Group F, followed by the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. So only Group A and Group F still have 2 countries in the quarterfinal of the competition. And if we take a look at their FIFA ranking, if we take a look at the FIFA ranking of the 8 countries that have qualified for the quarterfinals, they are among the top 10 in the continent of Africa. Top on the list is Morocco, who is currently number 1 in Africa when it comes to football. Senegal is number 2. Egypt is number 3. Algeria is number 4. The Super Eagles of Nigeria is number 5. Number 6 is Tunisia, and were knocked out by the Malian national team. Number 7 is Ivory Coast. Number 8 is Mali. Number 9 is Democratic Republic of Congo, that was actually knocked out from the competition by Algeria. And number 10 is the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon. Now take a look at all of these countries. When it comes to Afcon winning trophy, the host nation Morocco have lifted the trophy once in 1976. Senegal recently won it for the first time in their country history in 2021. Egypt, the giant of Africa when it comes to football, have won the Afcon trophy 7 times, and they are the only countries that have went on to win the Afcon 3 consecutive times in a row, in 2006, in 2008, and in 2010. The Super Eagles of Nigeria have won the Afcon 3 times. The most recent is in South Africa 2013, when the Super Eagles of Nigeria lifted the Afcon. The Ivory Coast, talking about Cote d'Ivoire, have also lifted the Afcon trophy 3 times, and the most recent was when they hosted it in 2023 and defeated the Super Eagles of Nigeria in the final. And Mali is the only nation among the 8 quarterfinalists that are yet to win Afcon, while the Indomitable Lions of Cameroon, after the Pharaohs of Egypt, are the most successful country when it comes to Afcon. They have won it 5 times. So, the quarterfinal clash in the ongoing African Cup of Nations is the biggest quarterfinal clash in the history tournament. So when you take a look at the fixtures, the quarterfinal clashes, who will make it to the semi-final? Drop your thoughts down below. If we take a look at the top scorers so far in the competition, Morocco's Brahim Diaz lead the African Cup of Nations top scorers chart with 4 goals after scoring his last goal against the Tanzanian that made it 4 for the Real Madrid star. So followed by a couple of star players that are currently on 3 goals, and we have the Nigerian Ademola Lookman, Victor Osimhen, the Egypt star Mohamed Salah, lots of attackers that are currently on 3 goals. But then Brahim Diaz topped the goal scoring chart by leading with 4 goals. And if we take a look at the assist chart in the ongoing African Cup of Nations, Ademola Lookman topped the assist chart with 4 assists to his credit. And if we take a look at assist plus goal combined together, Ademola Lookman, the Super Eagles attacker, topped the assist plus goal combined with 7 assists plus goal combined to his credit, followed by Morocco Brahim Diaz with 4, and also Amad Diallo of the Ivory Coast national team with 4. So that is just how it stands so far in the African Cup of Nations. The quarterfinal clash between these teams will definitely be one to watch out for. Who do you think will scale through to the semi-final? Drop your thoughts down below. Thank you very much for watching, and catch you in my next video. Bye.